Good afternoon, everybody. It's Stephen and Paul from WinExtra bringing you your daily brief of Microsoft news for January 5th, 2011. And yes, yesterday we weren't here, but that's neither Paul's fault nor mine. Blame AT&T.
Yeah, we can't actually blame Skype or Vodburn or anybody this time.
Nope.
Yeah, I had a wonderful experience with AT&T again yesterday. Internet connection was out, an hour on the phone to tech support, 6 different representatives, 7 transfers to keep hearing that it's probably my fault or my router's fault. Eventually got pissy with them, so they put me onto a supervisor who sent out a technician to discover that, once again, just like it happened a couple of months ago to me, the fault is not at my house, but at the main box. Couple of 100 feet away where the cables were screwed, you know?
Yeah, way to go, AT&T. Anyway.
Yeah, it's wonderful customer support. Do you know what really gets me?
What's that?
They ask you, when you phone in, are you using a Windows or Mac, like it really makes a difference to your router, okay? But also they try to tell you the things like the speed that your router is reporting, okay? This is not your speed off things like if you do a speed test or something, but the line speed that your router is reporting in its admin interface is affected by things like, BitTorrent and your browser's cache on your on your machine. And I'm like, just the sheer technical incompetence of it all. I literally nearly lost the plot yesterday with some poor girl from tech support, and
who was only probably reading a script.
Yeah, but I know I kept having to interrupt her, and I kept having to say, you know what, stop with the script. And this was after I'd already been through all this with another tech support person from AT&T. I'm like, I'm going to save you a lot of talk now. Here's a little information on how these things actually work.
Yeah. Now, just before showtime, something popped up in Twitter from Long Zeng. Apparently, at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Microsoft is going to be having a special press conference.
Yes. Now, it's not being streamed as far as we know. We know that Bammer's keynote is at 6 o'clock PST. 6:30 PST. This conference is 1 o'clock PST, which puts it about an hour and a half away from now at time of recording. What do we know about it? Nothing, except that it's invite only. Yep. What can we speculate on?
Well, okay.
Well, pre-show I had a number of speculations.
Yeah, go ahead.
One, that Bammer was stepping down, but that's just wishful thinking. 2, that they were going to announce that Steve Jobs was dead. And even though it said Redmond on the bullet casings that were found near the body, they weren't responsible. This is before anybody even knew that Steve Jobs was dead. Is there the possibility of Bill Gates returning?
And my first reaction, and I've had this, and I've said this before, is that I don't know if it would be a good idea for him to return.
Well,
because no. First, let me give my reasons, and then because you made some valid points. My reasoning is that he carries too much baggage. He's the old Microsoft. He would represent the old Microsoft, and everybody would go, "Oh no, the old Microsoft's going to come back, and we're going to be all reabsorbed into the Borg." Not that they aren't already absorbed into Google or Facebook, but the Borg is back. But I like your points that you made about the fact that he's now he's changed his whole.
Yeah, Bill Gates has moved on. Since he's left Microsoft, he's stopped being the pushy, nerdy guy that runs Microsoft and tells everybody what to do, that nobody likes, and has become one of the world's greatest and most respected, and I dare say it, loved philanthropists.
Even if he does let loose Microsoft mosquitoes at the TED conference.
Exactly. Ones that carry, syphilis and gonorrhea and give it to everybody. But, him coming back could be trumpeted as actually a new age for Microsoft, because it's not it's not the old Bill Gates coming back. It's like, you know, Transformers 3, here's Optimus Prime revamped and back, you know, with new bits and add-ons and pneumatics, whatnot. But, you know, and the reason I say this is because there's been such a management exodus in Microsoft of necessary people. And Bammer has to find a way to stop that flood. Bammer, we've said it a million times, he's a great caretaker CEO, right? Mm-hmm. But he is not an inspirational CEO. He is not the kind of figurehead that Microsoft needs. Let me just finish this very quickly. Folks, the chances of Bill Gates coming back are slim to none. Yeah. This is idle speculation based on we have absolutely no information on what would we like to see announced. Now, other things come up, though.
One other thing, too, is that if that was the case, would he be doing the keynote tonight instead of Ballmer?
He'd have to, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he would have to. The grand return, it would probably hit the news cycle so hard.
But what would happen to Bammer then? Would he step down? Would he go into a lower position, just like he was, like he was before?
Okay, let's suppose.
Or would Bill Gates just come back as chief software architect?
Or chief evangelist?
Oh, I don't know about him coming back as chief evangelist, but chief software architect, I could see happening.
Yeah, because that space basically is, even though they created that space, okay, that space is empty as of Ray Ozzie going.
Yeah, and it needs to be filled.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the other side of this speculation coin is that it's going to be a product that they want to steal the limelight for prior to CES, which would be a very bold move from Microsoft. We haven't seen that kind of thing happen in a while. No. Or they are going to actually announce that they have new people to fill these positions.
It's going to be interesting. I'll have to see what happens, and I'm sure we'll end up trying to get something up about it as soon as it does.
Oh, here's one for you.
What?
Ridiculous idle speculation. Okay?
Yeah.
Not even possible. But the first Windows tablet with an OS fully designed for a tablet.
That is highly unlikely, given the fact that we've already and we talked about this on WinExtra a couple times before, but the rumor is that Ballmer is going to be using Windows 8 as a teaser for the next generation tablets from Microsoft.
Yeah, but what if we're all wrong? What if the rumor mill is all wrong? I mean, nobody predicted that Microsoft would... we know Microsoft is doing big announcements this week and today because of Ballmer doing keynote, right? But the rumor mill didn't even hint at a surprise press conference. No. I've got it!
What?
Ballmer is dead!
and who's that guy they got to do the videos? Chris is going to be doing the keynote.
Oh, no.
Microsoft Chris is going to do the keynote.
No? That's just wrong. That's absolutely breaking over wrong ability.
But no.
All right, let's move on to the rumor mill. Yes. So, okay, we've all heard that Windows 8 is due to potentially make an appearance during the keynote. We discussed this a couple of days ago, primarily because it fits into the Windows 7 time schedule and because the Windows team themselves aren't going to be there, which stops reporters getting scoops. But we are hearing that we're going to see that the demonstration is going to basically show off a Windows 8 with a dual interface.
Yeah. Now that's interesting. I heard the dual interface rumor prior to this. And I kind of went, possibly it would be an interesting move because they could keep the legacy to a point and they could move people slowly over to something totally brand new. Makes sense. Now the code name apparently is Wind for this new dual interface that they're going to be running. So, but again, right now it's just a rumor. We don't know, and it will be what's Paul Thurrott quoted in WinRumors as saying, Thurrott suggests that Microsoft is working on a tile-based user interface codenamed Mosh. I have to believe that this UI will be an alternative UI and not a full replacement, or will appear only on low-end tablets-like devices.
Yeah, it's like what we heard about some of the Windows 7 tablets that we're supposed to be seeing. We discussed this a couple of weeks ago as well. They are going to be, the full Windows 7 in one mode for the screen, and flip it into, say, portrait or landscape, and it flips into another interface to be sort of more media-centric.
Another rumor also for CES is that Microsoft could be unveiling Windows TV.
Bollocks.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I really hope that they don't, because like you and I have pointed out, and I believe when Holden Page wrote his post on WinExtra, kind of was a rant about this, a couple of people in the comments made the point that there are people out there that don't have or don't want an Xbox where this could apply, but only if the price point was at $99. But the price point we're hearing right now being quoted is $200.
We're hearing about $200 for a device that is supposedly running Windows CE, which is the compact edition, with a Windows Media Player style interface thrown over the top of it. And, it does your usual streaming and DVR shite. My answer to that is, you know what? Xbox.
Yep.
All right? We know Microsoft is in talks with TV company, with networks and that sort of stuff, all right, to get content. That is no big surprise. But look at what they have done with Xbox in the past year. You already have ESPN 3 on the Xbox. You already have Netflix. You already have streaming content. Xbox already has the ability with you must remember that's part of AT&T's Uverse as well to be used as your streaming TV set-top box. There is no reason for them to bring out another device to sit on top of your TV next to your Xbox. Not at $200, not a hope in hell. If Windows TV, let's call it Windows TV because it would never be called that, but if this thing arrives, it will be an Xbox upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what it's going to be. A new software inside the Xbox, that's all.
Okay.
That's what it's going to be.
Let's just take...
Because you must remember, they're already collecting, Xbox Live memberships through Xbox in your living room.
Yeah. Now, just to be contrarian, we'll sort of give... You're going no, I'm going to say yes.
But you're only saying yes for the sake of it.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Now, the next piece of news that's hit the web is that, and this one kind of caught me off guard because I didn't see how this was possible, but there is apparently PrimeSense and Asus are coming out with a Kinect-like device. Now, I thought that Microsoft had bought PrimeSense. But
this thing came through my newsfeed this morning, and I looked at it, and I went, what the Right? As far as I was concerned, Microsoft bought PrimeSense outright. And I also have a very hard time believing that Microsoft, even if they didn't buy them outright, didn't buy an exclusive license to the technology. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, we have no verification of this story coming out of iProgrammer. I have no verification of it, except that it's on iProgrammer. Okay?
I've read it in quite a few places.
Yeah, but it's like those rumor, one person says it and suddenly enough places quote it that it becomes fact. But apparently, PrimeSense have teamed up with Asus to release a Kinect device called it's got a retardedly stupid name.
I thought Microsoft
WinExtra's.
Yeah.
Now, Kinect itself was a bad name. It was much better the previous name for Kinect. No?
Oh, you mean Project Natal?
Yeah, Natal was such a better name than Kinect, right? But anyway, the device that Asus is launching, and this is the other part that things start to fall apart with, right? Is Kinect for the PC, but it's coming without games, without applications. It just has an open API so that you can write to it. But lots of the things that Kinect does, such as body mapping, all that sort of stuff, this device isn't even going to ship with.
Yeah.
So your computer would have to support that on the software side rather than it running in the hardware like it does with Microsoft's Kinect, because Microsoft added these features.
Yeah.
I don't know where to stand on this, or if there's even a grain of truth to it. Because let's be honest, if PrimeSense was not bought by Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
And Microsoft didn't get an exclusive license, why don't we have PlayStation Kinect?
Yeah, really.
Why hasn't Sony barreled in? Because we know that Sony has sold, so many of these
Move
motion things, right? But let's get things right too, okay? They sell them in ones, but if you're going to be playing these games with people, you need two, so divide the numbers in half, okay? Why haven't they moved in and purchased a license? Where's their device? Where's the Kinect for the Wii? Where's some other major manufacturer that, because there's a golden opportunity here. It's not like everybody didn't know who developed it originally. It's not like, any manufacturer couldn't get their hands on it and knock a product out in a month. Pardon me.
I just checked Wikipedia. They say there's only involvement, or the Wikipedia thing says involvement with Microsoft. The company provides the 3D sensing technology for Kinect, previously known as Unveil. That's all there's there. There's no word on whether Microsoft, and I would have thought
Microsoft would have A, bought them out, or B, exclusively licensed. But here's the thing, right? If Microsoft hasn't bought them out, they need...
Thanks a lot, Skype. Anyway, as I was saying, Microsoft Corp and PrimeSense, leader in the 3D sensing and recognition technologies, announced today that PrimeSense will be providing its leading-edge 3D sensing technology for use in Project Natal.
Yeah.
So they didn't buy it. They just... Yeah.
Now, you see, in some ways this could be a good thing. It opens up, it opens up the possibility of seeing Kinect on other home computing platforms.
Yeah.
But without a lot of the functionality that Microsoft has built into the Kinect hardware...
You can be guaranteed they patented.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of software developers basically having to reinvent the wheel every time they want to use Kinect. Here's my thoughts on it. It's really as simple as this. If Microsoft didn't buy PrimeSense, and they didn't buy an exclusive license.
Yeah.
It's now time for Microsoft to drop whatever cash it takes and buy that company outright.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And be done with it.
Yeah. Drop the $100 or $200 million it has to do, but whatever. Anyway, let's
It doesn't matter if it's $100 million or $200 million. Yeah. If it's $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Drop it. Buy it.
Yeah.
Because Kinect is the first innovation in how we interact with computers in over 20 years.
I saw a headline in one of the posts somewhere, is the Kinect Microsoft's iPod moment.
No, because they didn't buy PrimeSense.
Exactly. All right, let's skip on to skip over the next one, but go directly to the Microsoft browser dethroned in Europe by Mozilla Fox. Now, this is misleading.
It's very misleading because, well, it isn't and it isn't. Okay, basically, it does sound like Firefox has risen to such prominence that it has overtaken Microsoft Internet Explorer, but that isn't what has actually happened. What has happened is that in Europe, Google Chrome has caught on so much at the expense of Internet Explorer, and that is 6, 7, and 8, that, the numbers have dropped just marginally below that of Firefox right now. Expect this trend to continue. IE9 could stop that bleed because it is damn fast.
Oh, it's nice.
And everybody I know who is or who was a Firefox sort of aficionado like I was, has moved to Chrome.
Yep.
Because Firefox has gotten slow and bloated and is now suffering from a lot of things that Internet Explorer used to suffer from in the day, including and not limited to just some of the web dev work that I do, stuff that works in IE6, IE7, IE8, IE9, and Chrome, and Safari, and Opera
doesn't work.
Is not displaying properly in the latest builds of Firefox. So we're starting to see issues with Firefox. Again, the dominance is massive in the US for IE. But you know what? Yeah, but this is about to become basically a three-horse race. Yeah. And over the next couple of years, just expect, every other week we're going to have a new leader.
All right, let's quickly finish off with this next one. I didn't know this, but apparently Angry Birds is now available for Windows XP and Windows 7, but not Vista.
No, it is available for Vista. If it runs on XP and Windows 7, it runs on Vista.
I know.
But yeah, $4.99 right now if you want to go get Angry Birds, folks, for your desktop. Yeah. $9.99 if you don't pick it up right now, though, because you'll miss out on a special offer.
Now, one last little bit of note of business. We've started a little bit of a promotional program here at WinExtra, and I'm doing this because, Paul wouldn't forgive me if I didn't. We are having a donation program where you donate $1, 50 cents goes towards WinExtra, 50 cents goes towards buying you a product, a software product, but right now we're doing Steam games.
It's a prize fund, basically, folks. And basically what happens is 50% goes towards making WinExtra better, server costs, the latest gadgets for reviews, keeping Hodgson on his meds, etc., etc. And the other 50% goes towards buying you games. Right now, once we hit the first goal, which is $250, we will give away half of that to 2 people so that they can select up to $60 each worth of Steam games. Yeah. So one buck equals an entry. Consider it like a raffle.
Yeah.
Charity.
Yeah.
He's charity.
So it's head to the right hand side of the page and make your donation and join in the contest. But for now, this is Steve. That's Paul. This has been WinExtra's Daily Brief for January 5th, 2011. Take care, everybody.
See you tomorrow, folks.